नवचतुरा द्वयार सागर वेदसे दिया पाद छाया शुरू है अमाया तुम्हारा चरण दोरी छाया वेगदोमी छाया दो चतुरे छाया गुण देहो दासे
Recording in progress.
छाया सत्संग देहो है हमारे बोशे ची संगेर आशे बोशे ची संगे ये काकी हमार नहीं पाया बल हरि नाम संकीर्तने तुम्हें कृपा कोरी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देहो कृष्ण नाम धने कृष्ण से तुम्हार कृष्ण जीते पारो तुम्हारा शक्ति आचे कृष्ण से तुम्हार हमें तो कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बलि धाय तव पाछे पाछे हमें तो कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बलि धाय तव पाछे पाछे हमें तो कंगाल कृष्णा कृष्णा बोले धाई तव पाचे पाचे हमें तो कंगाल कृष्णा कृष्णा बोले धाई तव वो है वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर तेरा से करुणा कोरी ओ है वैष्णव ठाकुर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय जय प्रभुपाद Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Srila Gurudev. भगवान हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome all of you on this Sunday morning for a very important topic, which is this one: 6 steps for boosting your bhakti life. In my previous session, we discussed about 6 steps for overcoming obstacles in the path of bhakti. Today we will discuss about the 6 steps for boosting our bhakti life. So the first 3 verses of Nectar of Instruction are very, very important. So I did this verse number 2 before. Now today verse number 3, I made a very beautiful PowerPoint for all of you, which I'll share with you. Let us recite the shloka first. Utsaha nishchaya dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vrittehe shadbhir bhakti prasidhyati. See, out of the 6 items that we heard just now, there are 2 classifications made here. Attitudes that are favorable for cultivating bhakti, they are the first 4 items. Utsahan, Nishchayat, Dhairya, Tat Karma Pravartana. These 4 are called favorable attitudes for bhakti, Anukul for bhakti. So we have to develop these attitudes in our heart, in our lives. And the last 2, Sangatyagad and Satovritte, those 2 are the behavioral aspect. That means externally we have to show it, which means you have to keep away from bad association. And Satovritte means how Sadhu Vritti. We will explain when it comes to that. There are 2 meanings for Satovritte, we will explain when we come to that. So the first 4 are attitudes, the last 2 are behavioral conduct. So all of you, majority of you here are grihasthas, and there may be some students also. So in our lives, there are 2 very important duties we have. One is maintain our material existence by appropriate means, and cultivating bhakti. Now, why is importance given to our material aspect of life? Material aspect of life is called conditional duty, and spiritual aspect is called constitutional duty. So, why is material life important? Prabhupada has explained in several purports of his, whether you are a brahmachari or a grihastha, our mind should be peaceful. Then you can do bhakti very nicely. And we have to keep our body and mind in a very stable state so that we can do bhakti very effectively. Look at the picture here. The brahmacharis, how happy they are. You see how they are jumping. Certainly they are happily situated. Similarly, below I have shown our famous devotee, Sitaram Prabhu and his good wife of their 4 children. So Sitaram Prabhu's ambition, he was telling me a couple of days ago, that he wants to see these 4 boys just become like him when they grow up. Either they may become grihasthas or they may be brahmacharis. But he wants to see them going in Sankirtan bus party, staying as full-time devotees in ISKCON, and expanding Prabhupada's mission far and wide. And not just go to some IT company and work and earn my livelihood and take care of my own family. So every one of us can think in our lives that how I can contribute to Prabhupada's mission in my current situation. Many of you have a wife, children, family, business, everything. But you are contributing in a very big way by guiding lives of tens and hundreds of devotees in your lives, by preaching to them and counseling them. Some of them are reaching out Bhagavad Gita's, Bhagavatam books to many, many people. Some of them are doing online preaching. Some of you Matajis, you are doing, making garland for the deities and cooking for the Lord. So many services like this. But every one of us should think about how I should take care of these 2 aspects of my life. Take care of husband, wife, children, family, and keep the family stable without quarrel, without misunderstanding, without some troubles in the family. At the same time, utilize the family for practicing and propagating Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he is saying that we maintain our existence, at the same time cultivate bhakti. So these are all explained in these 6 items very nicely. See, first one, utsaha means what? Generally, devotees think utsaha means jumping up and down. No, that's not utsaha. He says eagerness to perform the limbs of sadhana which enhance bhakti. That is utsaha. That means, for example, am I rising early in the morning? Am I sleeping early at night? Am I doing 16 rounds of japa very attentively? Am I putting up arati in my home? Mangalarti, Narsingharti, Tulsi Arati? Am I singing Guru Puja? Am I hearing Srimad Bhagavatam? If one arati doesn't happen in the morning, then we should do evening arati. So that means we should perform the limbs of sadhana which enhance bhakti with great eagerness. That is actually called enthusiasm. And then nishchaya means it signifies firm faith that Krishna consciousness is the thing. If I become Krishna conscious devotee, I have attained perfection in my life. There is no greater perfection. Just like you all will see, some people are convinced that I have to send my children to America. That is the goal of life. They think like that. And some people think that I am a doctor, wife is a doctor, father is doctor, mother is doctor, uncle, aunt, everybody is doctor. We are a doctor's family. Our children should all become doctors. They think like that. That is perfection of life. Actually, if you see, everybody is having conviction in something. Somebody, like I had gone to Surat. I saw in one marketplace in Surat, there were, the diamond sellers, they were simply standing in bikes with their diamonds and simple bags. Of course, they sell, it's a diamond market, you sell. And just by one transaction, half an hour, you will make lakhs of rupees in that, crores of rupees. So there are people who come there for doing certain market. Similarly, you go to Bombay, Dadar, everybody is carrying suitcase and run. They know life is very miserable, but they come to make money because they have faith in money. Therefore, they slog so hard. Similarly, somebody has faith in some carrier. Similarly, Krishna's devotees have faith in Krishna. And that is called nishchay. Then dhairya means not slackening our execution in the limbs of bhakti, which means sometimes we all start our spiritual life in an enthusiastic way. But down the line, we get little tired. We think that, Krishna Prema is very far away and I have so many other things to do in this world. We get diverted. But dhairya means to keep patience. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 examples are given for this. One is, if you want to eat mango, say you are given a mango seed, what you have to do? You have to put the mango seed in the ground, water it, make a fence, take care of the sapling, and then a mango tree will come, then flower will come, then kacha mango will come, then pakka mango will come. You have to be very patient. Similarly, you want to drink milk, somebody gives you a cow, and then you have to take care of the cow, get a bull, then impregnate the cow, then the cow will give a calf, and then when the cow is giving milk, it will give kicks also. You have to tie the legs with a rope, and then take the milk, then boil the milk, offer it to Krishna, put sugar, and offer it to Krishna, and then only you can drink milk. You have to be patient for all these things. Third example is given also, if you want to lit up, if you want to cook some sabji and prasad, everything, and offer to Krishna and then eat, then somebody is giving you firewood. Wood, then take the wood and cut the wood into multiple pieces, put it in the chula and the furnace, lit up the fire. Initially there will be smoke also. It will burn your eyes, but you have to harness the fire, and then gradually fire will come, and then you will be able to cook the sabji and offer to Krishna and take it. So the firewood, when you get in the beginning, immediately it will not give you fire. It takes time. So the firewood, the milk, and the mango, these 3 examples are given in the Bhagavatam for the example of patience. We need patience if you want to eat a mango or drink milk or use of firewood. Therefore, nobody wants firewood now. Everybody wants gas stove now. You turn the regulator, immediately your fire comes in your furnace. But it's not, it's harmful. It is not very good for the health. You can't make a papad in the gas. People do that actually. People make papad on the gas stove. It's not very good. It's not pure. It's not healthy. Whereas firewood is good, but you have to have patience. So in the path of devotion service, not only we should have enthusiasm to perform all the limbs of sadhana bhakti, we should have nishchaya, firm faith in Krishna's lotus feet, and we need patience. See in the picture I have shown these things also. See the little girl, she is taking a deity. Look at her smiling face, how joyfully she is taking care of the deities. Although little, she must be having devotee parents, I think. They must have guided her. We should have enthusiasm like this to worship the deities. And second picture you see that, Garuda coming. And there is a small bird which is trying to dry up the ocean. So Srila Prabhupada gave this example. So he said that, what is the meaning of this story? The ocean is Maya. And the eggs which the ocean stole away from the bird is our Krishna consciousness. And the bird is like all of us, small tiny bird. But we are asking Maya, please give back my Krishna consciousness. And Maya is not giving back. And we are determined to fight a war against Maya. Maya is so great. Krishna says, Mama Maya, Dhuratyaya, very difficult to conquer ocean. How can you take your eggs back? But we are determined like the sparrow to every day do sadhana, chanting Hare Krishna, wake up in the morning, read Prabhupada books, trying to conquer Maya. So we are taking little droplets of water from the ocean and dropping it somewhere and coming. But seeing this, Garuda-like devotees will become merciful on us. And Garuda is Prabhupada. When Prabhupada-like devotees look at us, glance at us, oh, this are Srimati Radharani. They become merciful to us. And Garuda comes and tells the ocean, hey, give back the eggs, ocean. Then, Mamevi e prapadyante, Maya metam tarantite. You take shelter of Krishna and pure devotees, they will get our Krishna consciousness back. And you take your Krishna consciousness and you go back to God, and Maya will be as it is only. You can't dry up Maya. Maya will be here. You take your eggs and go back from there. So that is the moral of the story. The point is what? The bird was determined bird. We have to be determined like this bird. Because sometimes we get tired in our fight against Maya. We find, oh, it is too difficult. I have so many things in life. Krishna consciousness is demanding. We think it's not demanding. If you think about Devaki and Vasudev, they ate dry leaves for 10,000 years. Dhruva Maharaj, first 3 months he ate tasteless fruits. Next 3, first 3 days. First month, once in 3 days he ate dry fruits. Second month, once in 6 days he ate only grass, like a cow. Third month he ate once in 9 days only water. And fourth month only air, once in 12 days. Do you think we can perform such tapasya? In ISKCON you tell this tapasya, people will run away. So we can eat very nice prasad. So our process is not very difficult. We should be patient. And we should be determined. So dhairya is patience. And nishchaya means 2 things. Confidence and determination. 2 meanings of the word nishchaya. confidence in Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. If I do Krishna consciousness, that will take care of everything. I have no worry. I don't have to run here, run here, run there. Krishna consciousness will give me purification of heart and I'll become peaceful. Let me surrender to Krishna. That is confidence. And determination means at any cost in this very life, I'll go back to Godhead. That's determination, like this bird. And I have shown one more picture, you see, that is Punchrika Lota Baba. And you're seeing that below? Yeah. So what is, he is actually, some people say he's Sridama, who heard that Krishna is going out of Vrindavan with Balaram, Akrura is taking him. But Krishna told him, Ayore, I'll come back very soon. So he is waiting in that spot in Vrindavan. Punchrika Lota Baba is a red color body with a mustache. Sridama with innocent eyes. When will Krishna come back? He has promised he will come back. And he is patiently waiting for thousands of years. He's still waiting there. So we should have that type of patience to wait for Krishna. Actually, we only have Prabhupada says, this one life you give to Krishna. Whatever you are Grihastha, Brahmachari, whatever you are, give your time, energy, money, everything in Krishna's service, you will attain perfection, he says. So we should be patient. And Tat Karma Pravartanat, which means fully renounce one's material enjoyment and endeavoring exclusively to attain Supreme Lord. I have shown two examples. One of a sannyasi, which is Madhavendra Puri. He renounced all material enjoyment and sat near the Govinda Kund, chanting the holy names of Krishna, trying to attain Krishna, isn't it? Yeah. And I have shown Prabhupada also. Prabhupada had a family. He had 5 sons also. And he eventually, at the time of Vanaprastha stage, he gave up the family, went to Vrindavan, started printing Back to Godhead magazines. And eventually, through Sumati Maharaj, he got a cargo ship and then went to America in Jaladuta. And then you can see how Prabhupada, see, I have shown the picture of Prabhupada with his son Vrindavan Day. When he met Bhakti Thakur at the bank of Radhakund, he took the instructions of the Acharyas very seriously, isn't it? So, yeah, so he renounced material enjoyment and he traveled across the globe at the age of 69, 70, and he propagated Krishna consciousness. So he exclusively paid attention to attaining Supreme Lord and giving Krishna to the whole world. And Sangha Tyaga means giving up bad association and accepting pure association. You can see this one. This is Dasiputra becoming a Narada boy, isn't it? And he became Narada in the next life by the association of Bhakti Vedantas. And Sato Vritti means adopting the exalted conduct of devotees. Yeah, that means, following in the footsteps of the previous Acharyas, how they conducted themselves, following in the footsteps and fulfilling their desires. So I will elaborate on each of these points very nicely now. You will see that in the subsequent slides, we have elaboration now available. So even before we enter into the 6 items, we need to know what is not Bhakti and what is Bhakti very clearly. Like you see in the picture here, the top you find one fellow is speculating. So Prabhupada says Bhakti is not such speculation. People think Bhakti means some kind of bhav, they think. Prabhupada was not keeping Bhakti very vague. And some people think, spiritual life means idle meditation. Like you see below, one jnani fellow is sitting with a sunlight in the background. So there are people meditating on light, like this. This is not Bhakti. Nor is Bhakti teaching any suppression. Like look at the 3 monkeys. Don't see bad, don't hear bad, don't speak bad. And also you see the one lady showing silence. Shh, keep quiet, mauna breath. Like people do, Vipassana meditation people or Buddhist people, Jain people, they keep mauna breath and all. Bhakti is not about any of this at all. This is not Bhakti. Bhakti, actually all these things are said to negate the negative. These are all negating the negative. That means why we should keep silent? Because don't speak nonsense. Therefore you have to keep silent. But if somebody can glorify Krishna, you can speak 24 hours. If you can glorify Krishna. Similarly, like the monkeys are told, don't see bad. That doesn't mean don't see anything. See the beautiful deity form of the Lord. Hear the beautiful kirtans of the Lord. Speak the glories of the Lord and eat prasadam. So like you see in the other picture, see Prabhupada is preaching vigorously in the Western world. He is not keeping silent. See Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaping in the air in Jagannath Puri Dham and seeing the Lord and the Rath. It's not that a devotee of the Lord is supposed to be just sitting in idle meditation. He's dancing in kirtan. And the Bhakti Yoga is such a joyful path. You can do so many activities as seva to Krishna, as you see here. So in this way, what is not Bhakti, what is Bhakti, we should clearly know. Like you can see here, Bhakti Prabhupada says is a cultivation. Now, what is cultivation? Like if you have, for example, you have a garden in your house. Say you put some seeds of jandu, and then you water it. And when it grows, you make a fence. And you make sure that the flower comes very properly. Or you put, we used to put bendi, we used to put all those brinjal, everything. So that's called cultivation, cultivating a plant. Is it not true? So similarly, even in our preaching also, we use the word cultivation. What is cultivation? Means not just meet people and leave them, but invite them for the weekly program, give them attention, give them mala to chant, solve their problems, become their friend, and then elevate them, uplift them in spiritual life. We call it as cultivation. Same manner, Bhakti also, as you see here, Bhakti Prabhupada says it refers to cultivation and practical activity. See, I have shown all these things with pictures. See our Pratap Rudra, he is sweeping the floor in front of Jagannath. He has absolutely no pride. This is called Tuchya Seva. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used the word Tuchya Seva. He saw Pratap Rudra doing this. He was immediately touched. Lord Chaitanya said, he is a king of Orissa, but he is sweeping the floor in front of Jagannath, showing, Pratap Rudra want to tell the world, I am not Orissa king. Jagannath is the king of Orissa. In fact, Jagannath is not only king of Orissa, king of the whole universe. So we should adopt this humble mood and render service. It's called menial service. So there are innumerable services in ISKCON society. Like, you can have, Prabhupada says everybody, especially Grihasthas, should have a deity. If you don't have a deity at home, then you can come to the temple. But one should take darshan of the deities, one should dress the deity, one should do arati for the deity, one should make jewelry for the deities. In this way, one can render service to the deities. And Prabhupada is going and doing another type of service, which is preaching to the hippies. Arjuna is entering another type of service by fighting a battle for Krishna. Hanuman is doing another type of service, bringing some medicinal herb for Lakshman to be saved. So devotional service is practical activity, he says here. See, he says, this not only ends the nonsensical mundane activities. Nowadays, I sometimes get boys writing letters that, they connected with some girl and they did some nonsense. They went here, went there, they got into complicated life and everything. I really wonder why these things they were told never to do. They do what we tell them not to do. And they don't do what we tell them to do. Devotion service has so many services to be done. You can distribute books, you can do Harinam Sankirtan, temple you can wash pots, you can clean the floor, you can cut sabji, you can study Prabhupada books and you can preach. There are so many lectures to be heard and we have to develop ourselves. Actually, there are innumerable things to do in Bhakti. One should do both learning the knowledge as well as practical devotion service. But somehow mischievous living entities, even after coming to the path of devotion service, again and again tend to go towards Asat Cheshta. Therefore, before this lecture, I spoke on the 6 obstacles. They are all called Asat Cheshta. Asat Cheshta means endeavor in the wrong direction. Vacha Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udara Vegam, Pasta Vegam, Atyahara, Prayasa, Prajalpa, Niyamagra, Janasanga, Laulyams. 12 items are called Asat Cheshta. So this Utsaha Nishchaya Daryat verse talks about Sat Cheshta. Sat Cheshta means eternal, the endeavors which bring you eternal benefit, spiritual benefit. So this is what we should do. Bhakti is all about engaging in devotional activities, practical cultivation. You see in this picture here, Bhogi enjoys the material world. Tyagis or Jnanis, they want to leave the material world and go to Himalayas. And Bhaktas don't do either of these extreme things. They live in the world and they engage everything in Krishna service, like you see Srila Prabhupada here. So this is our life. We don't, that Prabhupada said, we even fly in planes. We use computers, we use mics. We utilize everything in the world. The devotee means what? He knows everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to me. Opulence for Krishna, poverty for oneself. This is devotee's life. Devotee takes very little food, clothing, shelter, whatever is required for oneself and uses everything else in Krishna service, knowing well everything belongs to Krishna. Whereas Jnani doesn't know everything belongs to Krishna. Therefore, he is running away out of fear. He is leaving everything and running away. Whereas a Bhogi wants to take and enjoy everything. He is actually a thief. because he is enjoying Krishna's property. So here you see how to perform bhakti. Prahlad Maharaj says, when his father asked him, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Marchanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, Iti Pumsar Pita Vishnu, Bhaktischen Navalakshana, Kriyeta Bhagavatya Tanmanye Aditamuttamam. These are the 9 processes Prahlad says as a topmost knowledge. If anybody in this world is hearing about Krishna, glorifying Krishna, remembering Krishna, serving Krishna's lotus feet like Lakshmi is serving Narayana, worshipping the deities, like Prithu, like Akrur. Akrur is doing Vandanam, and offering obeisances to the Lord, offering, that is Vandanam, like Prithu is known for Archana, and Akrur is known for Vandanam, and acting as Lord's servant like Hanuman, making friends with the Lord like Arjuna, surrendering to Lord like Bali Maharaj. You see the picture? All the Navavidha Bhakti is shown there. So in this way, this is the way we perform practical bhakti. Prabhupada says in Vrindavan, there is one Arya Samaji temple, and the temple is empty because actually Arya Samaji people, they accept Krishna as a very great personality. But they don't accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. That they don't know. They think he was a very great person, very pious person. Like that, they think like that. There are some organizations who think Krishna was a very extraordinary personality. Krishna is neither ordinary nor an extraordinary personality. He is a Param Satya. That is repeatedly spoken in the scriptures everywhere. All great acharyas have accepted. So, not knowing this, in their temple, if you go, they have no Sri Murti. They only have an empty room. And people sit and do meditation. So, because sitting in an empty room and doing meditation is boring, not many people go. Prabhupada says, look at the Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan. There is not a place to put a mustard seed. So much crowd. If you go in the Kartik month, 5,000 lamps people are offering. Because why? Prabhupada says, because we are following the scriptures. In Uddhava Gita, 11th canto, Krishna is telling Uddhava, Uddhava, no, my devotee should make my Sri Murti. Exactly according to the description given in scriptures. Venum Kvanantamaravildalayataaksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So he's saying how Krishna looks. He plays on his flute, Venam Konantam, Aravinda Dalayataaksham, his eyes are like lotus petals. Barhavatamsam, he has a peacock feather. Asitambuddha Sundarangam, his body is the luster of fresh monsoon cloud. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya, means crores of cupids will be attracted to, charmed to the beautiful form of Krishna. And then he continues, Alola Chandrakala Sat Vanamalya Vamshi. In this way, he's saying he's wearing a Vanamala. He has a crescent-shaped forehead, very beautiful. Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasham. He's wearing a Kaustuv Mani, and he's wearing armlets, bracelets, everything. And Nupur also in the leg. Shyamam, his color is Shyam Varnam. Tribangalalitam, he stands in a threefold bending form. Like that. So one should actually study these descriptions, and one should have the deity form of Krishna made according to the description, and one should worship him. With Navavidha Bhakti. That is Bhakti Yoga. And before even we do Bhakti Yoga, see here, importance of Shravanam. Most important. Actually, in the recent past, one good news for all ISKCON devotees is, there is all over the world, great awareness has come now. And people have started reading Prabhupada's books in group study, which is a very good thing for the world now. Thanks to our GBC SPT also. And our Tapan Mishra Prabhu is creating awareness on books are the basis. Many interviews by many senior devotees are bringing about the importance of Prabhupada's books. Now the Shravanam has increased in ISKCON. It's a good sign, healthy sign for ISKCON devotees. Because when we hear from authorized gurus, like here you see, Bhaktivedanta Thakur is giving Diksha to Abhay. Abhay Babu is taking Diksha. Sanatana Goswami is falling at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inquiring from him. So we also have to inquire from great souls and eventually get initiated by a pure devotee, and then only we come to know the truth. So 3 things: Pranipat, Pariprashnena, Sevaya. We should render some practical service. We should also inquire, asking question answers, we should get answers. And we should also, without reservation, surrender. The surrendering without reservation means not have too many other things in life. Make Krishna consciousness a top priority in our life. And here also you find, in this picture also, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking to Rupa Goswami in Dashashmedha Ghat for 10 days. And Lord Chaitanya spoke to Sanatana Goswami for 3 months. You can see that Shravanam is such an important thing. We should sit down and hear. And even when you go to YouTube also, not just go here, go there and hear any lecture. Some people hear 5 minutes this lecture, 5 minutes that, 5 minutes just hop and jump like a monkey. And you don't get anything. It's like keeping your 2 hands in 2 boats and 2 legs in 2 boats. Finally, where you get in the water only. You drown. You will not travel anywhere. So therefore, I tell all the people, every day hear 30 minutes of Prabhupada lectures. And every day try to hear 30 minutes of your spiritual master. So if you hear about 1 hour of these 2 very important people in your life, your own spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, over and above that, then you can hear from other preachers. Which preachers you can hear from? Don't hear from too many multiple preachers. You have to choose 1 or 2 or 3 very prominent preachers who influence your heart, whom you feel that teachings are very easy for you to understand, and it also impacts you, and you are also able to apply it in your life very easily. Don't hear for entertainment alone. Hear for application. And that application should bring about a change of heart in our lives. Then, because we all have certain shiksha which influences us. Even in Pune also, I told the devotees that whomever you hear from, if that person doesn't impact you, that means you are hearing for entertainment only. You hear with 1 ear and leave it in another ear. So we need to hear from people who impact us. So most prominent people for us is Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Those 2 are very important. After that, you can also have other preachers who help you to follow Guru and Prabhupada very nicely. That means that Shiksha is helping you. Therefore, he says, Tat Vijnanatam Sagurum Eva Bigachet. One should take shelter of Guru. See here, Sandipani Muni Sashram, even Krishna becomes a disciple and teaches us how we should also become a disciple and hear. See, Prabhupada, Guru Bhakti Thakur said he likes to hear. See, Bhakti Thakur is speaking, Abhay Babu is sitting and hearing. This is what he appreciated. So we also should develop a taste for hearing. Okay, so where should we practice Bhakti? Prabhupada says we should practice Bhakti in ISKCON. ISKCON is a society which offers all facilities. There is a Vigraha Puja, Aradhana, there is Utsavams, there is a Bhakta Sangha available, there is Prasadam available, books are available. ISKCON is a great, it's like a big ship which is taking us back home, back to Godhead. So one should take shelter of ISKCON society. Prabhupada says, I have made this ISKCON society for devotees to come and take shelter of Mahat Saivam Dwara Mahur Vimuktes, Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangisang. Prabhupada would always say that this verse and say that ISKCON society is there to offer beautiful spiritual association. But in those days, the congregation, many of them were inside the temple as full-time devotees, like in LA, Los Angeles. Then they started living opposite the temple. They would come for Mangalarti, everything. Now many of the congregation devotees have to live far away from the temple. Then what are they supposed to do? They can't come to ISKCON temple. Then they have to make a local congregation. Like in Hyderabad, we have Gachibowli, very nice congregation, Belilanand Prabhu and Andhra his good wife. So you will also find we have Gajendra Prabhu and his good wife in IIT, Sangha Reddy. They have Madhav Gopinath Prabhu, very beautiful Sangha they have in Pocharam, Singapore city, isn't it? So we have different groups of devotees in different places. They are making a very good association. I went to Singapore city, Pocharam. Madhav Gopinath Prabhu has 70 people attending Mangalarati every single day. I also go there once in a couple of months. So I asked him, how do you bring these people? He said, Prabhuji, only morning they can come. Evening, they're all IT fellows. They can't come. They have a job till 9 o'clock or something. So, but he has created the culture of rising early in the morning. All Grihasthas, Prabhuji's, Mataji's children, everybody comes together. So although they are not near ISKCON habits, they are putting up a very good program there, although they're far away. There is one group in Adilabad also like that. So wherever we are in the city, part of the city, we should have a habit of coming together in congregation, rising early in the morning. If we all of you connected to ISKCON habits also, you come on Sunday. Sunday is a very special day for all of you. Because the temple is bustling with congregation, 1,000 congregation devotees. It's a blissful sight to see. In separate rooms, everybody gets training, which is very wonderful. Other days also, if congregation can go to one house of a congregation, 10, 12 devotees, and then they come together and they all take each other's association. If not every day, at least 3 days, 4 days a week, it's a very good practice. So in this way, we should practice Tandera charana sevi bhakta sanevas. Janame janame hoye ye avilash. It is said in Tandera charana sevi means we should come in the company of devotees and practice bhakti. Now one item is elaborated now. Utsahan. So Prabhupada says, what is Utsaha? Definition, endeavoring with intelligence, he's saying. What is the meaning of endeavoring with intelligence? You see, somebody may preach Krishna consciousness in a small way. But an intelligent person will propagate Krishna consciousness in a big way. I'll tell you an example. Like one father gave one lathe machine. Lathe is a machine for turning out nuts and bolts. So he got his 3 sons and told them, Beta, I am giving you one lathe. After 5 years, I will call 3 of you. Let us see what you do. So the first son told the father, Papa, I took care of the lathe very well. Now I am making items and selling, and then my monthly expenditure is taken care. My life is going on. This was one son. And the second son showed the father, Papa, you gave me one lathe. Just see, I have purchased 10 machines now. With that one principal amount you gave me, I have expanded now. I have 10 machines. I have a big workshop here. Now this is my cabin. Now I am a manager of this 10 machines. I am, producing good amount of money. Then he went to meet the third son, and there was no lathe only there. He asked, what happened to you? He said, Papa, what can I tell you? I will show you in my computer. Open the computer. He said, all over the country, I have 100 branches, he said. I have 100, company has expanded everywhere. And I am just flying here, flying there, just to see how things are going on. So expanded. So you can see the third fellow is a very intelligent fellow. Do you agree? Because father gave him one machine and he has expanded the industries so much. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave Srila Prabhupada initiation and told him, if you ever get money, print books. And Prabhupada expanded 108 centers. He's like the third son, intelligent. So that's the meaning of Utsahan. That not only means that you work hard alone. Along with working hard, you have to work smart also. Okay, I'll tell you a little story, you will understand this point. In those days, there used to be a story. There was a, what do you call it? A pot, inside which water was at the bottom. And a crow came and sat in the top. But the crow thought, how will I drink this water? It is deep inside down. So what he did? He went and brought many, many stones. And he put the stones more and more and more. When the stones were at the bottom, water started coming up. Then he drank the water. So he's a smart crow, isn't it? Because he knew the art of somehow getting the water, even in a difficult situation. But there was one crow even more smarter than this crow. What he did? He went to the juice shop and brought one straw. And he put the straw sitting in the top, finished his business in 1 minute and went away. Isn't it? Therefore, enthusiasm means endeavoring with intelligence. Whether it is material life or spiritual life. We have to use our Krishna given intelligence. We can pray to Krishna, please give me intelligence, Krishna, so that I'll be able to do my service better. Yeah. So in this way, any act we do, see these children are super enthusiastic. See these children. See their business man, see how super enthusiastic he is. Material life or spiritual life, Prabhupada says you need enthusiasm. See this young boy is reading Bhagavad Gita, the other fellow is distributing Bhagavad Gitas. And the other one I have shown picture is the spiritual world, which was revealed to Brahma when he performed tapasya with great enthusiasm. Yeah, like you see here, in the dawn of creation, Brahmaji only saw darkness. He didn't say anything. He was wondering, who am I? Why am I created? Who created me? Nothing. He was completely blank. Like you see here, he is sitting all alone. Then he got down in the lotus and came down in the stem. He stood in the navel of Vishnu. Still he didn't see anything. Like this darkness only he saw. And then he went back and sat in the lotus. And he got 2 instructions. One instruction is tapa. You perform penance. And another one was, Lord played the flute and gave him the Kama Gayatri mantra. He chanted this mantra and performed tapasya. And Brahmaji performed tapasya. Guess what happened? Because he enthusiastically performed the penance for 100 years. You should never be unenthusiastic in chanting Hare Krishna or going to the temple or reading Prabhupada books. If you do it enthusiastically, see, this is the result. See, gradually Brahma started getting revelation of Vishnu's lotus feet and his pitambar, everything he saw. Beautiful form of Vishnu with his semi-closed eyes in Yoga Nidra, the beautiful form. He understood this is my father. I am his first created son. And then Lord Vishnu spoke to him. Actually, Lord Vishnu shook hands with them, with Brahma. That is the first handshake of the universe. So Lord gave him 4 gifts. Like you see, the first gift he gave him is a handshake, which is called as appreciation. And then Lord told Brahma that I will give you a responsible position, because I have seen that you have performed austerities very nicely. I am satisfied with your penances. So I will make you the leader of the universe. So I gave him a responsible position. And also Lord gave him revelation of Vaikuntha, which I told you. I showed you that picture, isn't it? So Brahma could see all the Vaikuntha Vasis flying in aeroplanes with their husbands and wives. He saw Lord Vishnu, he saw Goddess of Fortune Lakshmi singing the glories of the Lord and making garland and offering to Lord. He saw the entire Vaikuntha free from envy, free from rajas. So Brahma got darshan. So he got revelation, he got appreciation, he got responsible position, and fourthly, he got benediction. Lord Vishnu said, any benediction you want, I can give you. So every one of you assembled here today, devotees, if you do your Krishna conscious duties with enthusiasm, you will also get these 4 things. Revelation, responsible position, and benediction, and appreciation. These are called 4 fruits of austerities. Lord Vishnu gave these 4 fruits of austerities. Yeah. So, yeah, I have shown some more. On the left side, you see Prahlada's enthusiasm. Do you think Prahlad's situation was favorable for him? Even in that situation, how is he dancing and singing with his friends, you can see. Therefore, I have shown 2 unfavorable situations. I have shown one is Prahlad's situation, another one is Jatayu. Jatayu was enthusiastic to stop Ravana. He said, Ravana, as long as I am alive, you will not be able to take Sita away. See, Ravana didn't know power of Jatayu. But then Jatayu tore off his kavach. You see, Ravana is kavachless now here. He tore off his kavach. He killed the mule which was drawing the Pushpaka Viman with his beaks. At that time, Ravana understood, oh, this old eagle is still having so much vigor. He took his sword and cut off one wing. You see, one wing is gone. Jatayu lost his balance and was falling down. When Sita closed her face and cried, again Jatayu flew up. Again started hitting Ravana with one wing. See, this is something I am deeply inspired in my spiritual life. Can you imagine? Somebody's wing is cut and he's still slapping with one wing and trying to fight. That means he has shown to Lord Ram that I lay down my life for you to protect Sita. Same thing with Gajendra also. His leg is caught by the crocodile. Still he is offering a flower in Archana. So this is one special thing in Kali Yuga. When you are living in the midst of difficulties, still you do devotional service. Then you will be in the same category. Then you are also endeavoring like Gajendra or like Jatayu. You have a lot of difficulties, but you are not becoming slack in spiritual life. You are enthusiastic. Yeah. So for whom we should do enthusiastically service? Krishna Arthe Akila Cheshta, for the pleasure of Krishna. And how we should do? Under the guidance of Guru. Under the direction of Guru. We should not do whimsically anything. Any of you is doing any service, I ask you, wonderful service, who told you to do this? If you say, no, I just thought on my own. No, we always should have a superior to go on. Even if you want to do book distribution, even if you want to start a new preaching program, you should go to your mentor or you should go to your Bhakti leader and tell them, Prabhuji, Mataji, I am developing some desire to preach. If I have your blessing and permission and guidance, then I will start preaching. What do you say? If they say, oh, that's wonderful, please go ahead, then your activities are blessed. So we should always do under the guidance and direction of Guru. And what is the purpose of doing any devotional activity? Not to get fame and name, not to become popular, not to show off, but to attain purification of heart and perfection in Bhakti Yoga. Yeah. And in this way, everything we have, we can utilize in Lord's service with enthusiasm. Yeah. So, yeah. Prabhupada used to always say, I cannot think small. Aim at the rhino. So, in this way, Prabhupada's enthusiasm is a great example for all of us. Then let's go to Nishchayat. Nishchayat means not be impatient. See, I have shown you a couple of pictures. If you see in the top, that bird is Sampati, the brother of Jatayu. This Sampati, one day, he and his brother Jatayu were flying up in the sky. And they went up, very high. then the sun's rays became very hot. Jatayu's wings started burning and smoke started coming. Then Sampati wanted to protect him. So Sampati went even above him and gave shade to Jatayu to protect him. So Jatayu was saved. Jatayu flew down. He didn't go up. But then Sampati's wings got burned. Sampati came down, crashing to ground. So now you see Sampati without wings here. So he fell in that particular region near Nasik. Then he practically couldn't move, but he had one son, I think it was Vrishaparva, I think, one son Sampati had. So that fellow used to go and bring some food for this eagle. This eagle just couldn't move at all. But one sage, Nishakara Muni, he blessed the Sampati and told him, don't worry, you will grow wings. It will take you some time when some monkeys will come to you and you will give them some good news to them. At that time, your wings will grow. That's all he said, and he went away. And can you guess how long this bird waited? We would have got tired. He waited 8,000 years. After 8,000 years, when he was losing hope, at that time the Vanaras came. As soon as he came, saw the Vanaras, immediately remembered Nishakara Muni gave me a blessing. I think I'm supposed to give them good news. What good news I am supposed to give? He didn't know. So when they came near and inquired about Sita, that time this bird, Sampati told them, you see, if I have wings, I can fly and get, I can do some service by flying. But now I don't have wings. Now I will render service with my mouth, he said. That means if you don't have one avenue, you can render service with another avenue. So then he told, I can clearly see with my telescopic eyes, I can see Lanka, golden Lanka. And Sita was taken by Ravana there only. So he gave them the information. As soon as he gave the pure vital information to them, he grew his wings immediately. So in this way, he was patient. Similarly, another example is this one, Shabari. The Shabari was a very little girl. When she was 8-year-old, she met her guru, Matanga Rishi. That's a long story, how he came across her. She saw many Rishi Munis, none of them were ready to teach her, thinking that's a little girl, what can she learn? But Matanga Rishi accepted her as a disciple. And he taught her Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, everything. And then he told her that you will see Supreme Lord eye to eye. But don't ask me when. It will take a long time, but you will definitely see him. And then Matanga Rishi passed away. But then she was waiting for Supreme Lord to come in her life. After she crossed the age of 90, she became completely old and invalid practically. At the time, Ram and Lakshman came. So she gave Ram the fruits which she tasted and checked and gave. In this way, she told Ram, actually my Guru has already passed. I also want to follow his path to go and serve him. But I was waiting only for you. And she said, I don't want any blessing from you other than blessing to again continue to serve my Guru life after life. Like that she prayed and Ram blessed her. Immediately after Ram came and went, the next moment she sat in yogic posture and left her body in a moment, igniting the fire. Immediately she left the body and went back to Godhead to go with the Guru. So you can see her patience. She was waiting for Lord Ram to come in her life for 90 plus years. So we can learn the patience from. Prabhupada also gives example, if a lady gets married, girl gets married to a boy, then the husband-wife relationship has to become thicker, stronger. Then after some years, they beget a child. So one cannot be hasty to get a child, he says. So in the same manner, that is actually Dhairyat. The third one I explained now. The second one, Nishchyat, you can see on the left side. Prabhupada says, take instruction from spiritual master, execute those instructions with patience. Actually, Prabhupada has spoken about both of them together. Therefore, Nishchyat and Dhairyat are put together. But they are two different things. Nishchyat, I told you, is confidence and faith. So these are all about the patience. About confidence, it will come now. See Prahlad. See, one interesting thing here. The Prahlad also had confidence and Hiranyakashipu also had confidence. But they had placed confidence in two different things. Prahlad had confidence in Krishna and Hiranyakashipu had confidence in himself. That's the difference. In this world, modern day world, other people talk a lot about have faith in yourself. What faith in yourself? What power do we have? We should have faith in Krishna. We cannot do many things, but Krishna can do anything. So therefore, we should have faith in him. Hiranyakashipu was foolish. He thought that I will become so powerful that I will take over the three worlds. And eventually he was finished. So therefore, here you see here, have full confidence in the bhakti path. That's the point. And Prahlad had full confidence. He's preaching to his friends very confidently. And you can see how he transformed all of them. And which part should we have no confidence? In the path of bhakti, mukti, siddhi, we should not have any confidence. Why no confidence? Because in those paths there is no purification and there is no shelter. One's mind becomes restless. Yeah, bhakti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakale, ashant, he says. Yeah. And here, in this part, it is explained that how the Lord gives shelter to devotees. Even if you do little devotional service, Lord says, I am there to protect you. Even if a devotee doesn't, devotee falls down due to material desires, he goes to heaven and then he's born in a Brahmana family like this. So there is no loss for a devotee. There he will continue devotional service. Or he is born in Acharya's family like our Prabhupada was born, as you see here. And like Bhakti Thakur or Prabhupada was born. So for a devotee, there is no loss. Even in this life, there is no loss. Next life also, there is no loss. And even if a devotee, due to some mistake, like Bharat Maharaj got distracted, he becomes a deer. He remembered his past life. He developed a detachment from Kalanjara mountain birthplace and went to Pulahashrama to take association. His bhakti was not diminished. His bhakti remained far more powerful than before also. Then he became Jadabharta and went back to Godhead. So there is no loss for a devotee. Prabhupada says. So, and also in the path of devotional life, you develop many good qualities. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manoratena sati davato bahir. Those who are abhaktas, they can never develop good qualities. Even if they have good qualities, those good qualities will go away after some time. Whereas those who are bhaktas, they'll gradually develop all good qualities. That is said in the Upadeshamrita also. This Bhakti Rasam Sindhu also. Shubhani prinanam sarva jagatam anuraktata sadguna sukam ityadini akyatani manishibhihi. So there are 4 things that a devotee gets, he says. What are they? Shubhani prinanam sarva jagatam. And they develop compassion for everyone. Example is Mrigari, you see the picture. Mrigari developed compassion for the ants also. Earlier he was killing animals and birds. He developed compassion. Anuraktata, he attracts everyone. Like, Mrigari became so attractive by his good qualities, the whole village came and gave him charity. He developed, everybody was attracted to him. And Sadguna, he develops all good qualities he developed eventually. See, when his guru came with Parvata Muni, he came running to see Narada and fell at his feet. He developed gratitude to Narada. He became humble. He became tolerant. He became compassionate. All good qualities came in him. And he experienced the superior happiness, the happiness of Bhakti Yoga. So all of us will get these 4 things. That means Bhakti gives us these 4 auspicious qualities. And Bhakti also protects us from fall down because Krishna personally takes care of the devotee. And in other parts, the mind is always disturbed because of Bhakti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta, he says. In this way, our Bhakti path provides perfection, protection, profit, powerful and productive. So 5 P's are said here. So I will arrange to give you the PPT and we will put it in the video description. You will get it. You can later on go through the PPT. And okay, the 4th one, Tattat Krama Pravartanat. Means what? Tattat Krama Pravartanat means especially following the regulative principles of Bhakti. See, there are 2 types of regulative principles. One is well known, which you see in the picture below. 4 regulative principles we say. What are they? Dyutam, Panam, Striya, Suna, Yatra, Adharmas, Chaturvida. One should give up illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication and gambling. These 4 things. That is also called 4 regulative principles. We should not break them. These 4 should be avoided. And opposed to those 4 bad activities is the 4 positive activities. Match, we call it. Match formula. M-A-T-C-H. M for mercy, which is against meat eating. A for austerity, which is against intoxication. Intoxication means loosely drinking, smoking, doing anything. That is loose behavior. Opposite is austerity means restraining. And T for truthfulness, against gambling. And C for cleanliness, against illicit sex. And H for holy name. So if you want to match with Krishna and go to spiritual world and dance with him, then you have to follow the match formula. Mercy, austerity, truthfulness, and cleanliness, and holy name. So this is one set of things, regulative principles. And if you go to Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, there are 64 regulative principles. beginning with the first 5 are very important. Ado Guru Padashray, Sadharma Pricha, Krishna Bena Guru Seva, Krishna Diksha Shikshanam, Sadhu Vartman Vartanam. These 5 are very, very important, first 5. And then again, the last 5 are also very important. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Madhuravasa Srimurti Shraddhaya Sevan. First 5 and last 5 are most vital in the 64. But all 64, out of which if you come to ISKCON temple, more than 44 or 45 principles are followed in the morning. You get Saranamrit, you take darshan of deity, you circumambulate deity, you bow down, everything happens. If you simply come for Mangalarti in the temple. So we should not be slack in following those 64 principles. They are all Bhakti Vardhan. They increase your Bhakti Bhava more and more. So following in footsteps of Goswamis, we should do those things. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibhi Kala Vasani Kritau, he says, So they were very faithfully following these regulative principles. So both are addressed by the term regulative principles. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. And Prabhupada is saying, simply if you follow the 4 regs, very easily you can, come to Sattva Guna by following the 4 regulative principles. Yeah. Now, Sangha Tyaga means giving up bad association. This is a very, very vital thing. If you remember, in my previous class, I told you that out of the 6 items, everything begins with, like in that verse, it is Atyahara Prayasya Prajapunimagra Jana Sangha. From Jana Sangha, we get Laulya. Because we associate with non-devotees, we get material greed. We want to compete like them, with them. And because of the Laulyam, we do Atyahara. Atyahara means we start over accumulating. And then we realize that if you want to accumulate more, I need more money. Then we go for prayas. Karma prayas, we go for hard work. And when we are going for karma prayas, we go far and far from devotees. Then we are surrounded by non-devotees. And with non-devotees, we do prajalpa. See, everything comes from one thing only, Janasangha. It's said. With bad association, everything else follows those 6 items. That means if you avoid bad association, it's like cutting the root of the non-devotional tree. You throw it far away. Therefore, as devotees, we should have a very good association with other devotees and keep away from bad association. What is Sangha Tyaga? It's about behavior. Yeah, we have to give a bad association. Of course, karmis, jnanis, yogis, we should not associate with them. We should associate with devotees. That point is mentioned here. If you are always surrounded by devotees, there is little chance that you will associate with anybody else. But one great danger is that nowadays, people go to YouTube and they hear from many people. People say, what's wrong in hearing Krishna Katha from anybody? Well, that Swamiji is speaking very nice, people say. But that Swamiji is a Mayavadi. And if you hear from him, it's like putting a pinch of poison in milk. It will completely ruin our bhakti. Avaishnava mukodgirno putam harikatamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochistayatapayah. Sanatana Goswami says this. It's like drinking the milk touched by serpent poison. You should not just hear from anybody and everybody. You should check. Not only that, anybody we hear from, you should check, are they in ISKCON properly situated? See, many people, they have not done dedicated services in ISKCON. For example, those people who join as brahmacharis, they have to be in the temple. So they have to render a lot of services and they have preach also. And those who are grihasthas, they also should have some dedicated service in the temple. They should take some sevas on festival days, on Sundays, and they should also render some seva. Along with seva, they should preach. But there are people nowadays, they don't attend any Mangalarti morning program at all. They don't sit and hear Bhagavatam from anybody, but they want to become big famous preachers. If you hear from them, then you will also become like them. And they don't render service. They don't associate with devotees. They don't sit and hear classes from anybody. They only want to become very popular preachers. And in YouTube, you can become very popular by Vakchatriyam. So it is no good. So you should always check, if I am hearing from somebody, is that person rendering service to ISKCON? Is he connecting people to ISKCON or is he connecting people to himself? If he is connecting people to himself, he is called as a cult. He is a cultist. He is a personality cult. If he is connecting people to himself. If he is connecting people to Prabhupada, connecting people to ISKCON, and he is telling people, give donation to ISKCON, give service to ISKCON, stay connected to ISKCON. I will be gone, but you will continue with ISKCON because one by one in this world, all of us, we get old and our body will pass. But if you connect people to ISKCON and Prabhupada, they will remain safe. So you have to check before hearing from anybody. So avoid association of even so-called devotees also. Somebody may look like a devotee, but they may not be connecting you to Prabhupada and ISKCON. So therefore, we should be very careful in associating. And the bad association will pollute us, as Prabhupada says here. And also, we should not associate with offenders. If somebody is blaspheming about other devotees, run away immediately from that place. Plug your ears and run away from that place. And you go and report your senior devotee. Prabhuji is blaspheming other devotees. Don't listen. Nowadays, people go to internet and see many blasphemies about so many people. Nobody knows who has put them there, whether it is true or not. So there are 3 buckets. Yes bucket, no bucket, not sure bucket. So most of the things that we hear about is which bucket? Not sure bucket. Therefore, people's mind gets very polluted. Don't do that. Better read Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and Charitamrita. Don't dig the not sure buckets and don't get polluted. Yeah. And another thing we should be careful is sinful activity. We should be very careful. Because if you associate with non-devotees, that is how our sinful propensity is increased. For example, people go to YouTube to hear some spiritual lecture and they get into seeing some karmi things also and they get polluted. That's how they get kussanga, dussanga. Be very careful. If mind is very frivolous, make sure that you selected lectures, you download and keep it and you hear. Don't hop and jump to dirty things in the internet. Yeah. So, yeah, Asat Sangha Tyage Vaishnava Achar. Here clearly Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, bad association means associating with non-devotees and associating with women. Women are not bad, but our attachment to women is bad. Prabhupada says, a womanly association means what? Man for a woman and woman for a man is woman. You understand? A man can become like a woman may look at a man as a supplier of all her material goods. Or a man may look at a woman with the idea of material enjoyment. Like Ajamila is seeing here in the picture you see. Like this. And that is womanly association. And non-devotee association means associating with karmis who have no interest in devotional life. Sometimes devotees also say, Prabhu, we have to be decent and gentle. How can we totally avoid non-devotees? They will feel bad. And then they also a little bit bend themselves this way, that way, and then go with them and get spoiled themselves. They get ruined also. Because you take their words seriously, you think they are very intelligent. Karmis are very intelligent. You associate with them, your respect for them increases and your respect for devotee reduces. Therefore, one should avoid them. And also one more attachment is saying here, attachment for prejudices and assets. And what are the prejudices? I am a Brahman. That Vaishnava is not a Brahman. This is a prejudice. I am educated. These Vaishnavas are all illiterates. Or when you go to the Dham, you think that, hey, this, these fellows in this Dham are money makers. So we should be very careful with our prejudices, which are impressions in our mind. And also attachment for assets. Oh, my bungalow, my car, my land, my, I, me, mine. One becomes attached to these things. So these are the 2 attachments. Totally 4. Association with non-devotees and women for material enjoyment and attachment to prejudices and assets. These are explained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur very elaborately in his Bhakti Aloka book. Yeah. And then here he says, if a practitioner engages in prohibited association, then gradually his material attachment increases, he says. Therefore, to keep ourselves pure, we have to avoid material association. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu obviously dancing with devotees. Always be surrounded by devotees like this. We will flourish in our spiritual life. Yeah. And we should not associate with jnanis and mundane scholars, he's saying. Mundane scholars sometimes speak very intelligently because of Vakchatriyam, they speak very... So even devotees become attracted sometimes to mundane scholars. But then they will not be able to give you bhakti. Sometimes they may have wrong conceptions also. We should not associate with them. Yeah. See, karmis may respect Krishna, but their main purpose is to attain some kind of material enjoyment. Yogis may sometimes search for liberation, but they want vibhuti from Krishna. So all these 3 are explained. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi. So, our intelligence will become polluted by such bad association. That's the main point he's saying. Carefully, we have to give up association with non-devotees. Yeah. So, for householders and association with women, he's saying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received them all just as he had in the previous years. The women, however, saw the Lord from a distance, he says. So, this is for sannyasis especially, it is said. One should respect women, but one should not intimately associate with them. Below he says, householders should not associate with others' wives or prostitutes. They should not indulge in any association other than with their own wives, according to religious scriptures. One should give up the luxurious mentality of being excessively fond of one's wife. That means even with one's own wife, one should not be too fond of one's wife. And with others' wives, nowadays people are sending WhatsApp messages and all back and forth. Always one should keep one more male member in CC. Otherwise, one should not interact with women freely. Like for example, a counselor and his wife can handle Mataji, or a counselor and his wife together can handle the Prabhuji. But a man should not interact with woman, and woman should not interact with man privately, which is no good. That's what he's saying. And then Tabat. So here now he's talking about material occupation. Yes, you have to do material occupation. You can't run away, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, according to that. At the same time, we should not give our heart, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Here he's saying, those who are faithful in hearing the topics of the Lord after receiving His mercy on the strength of their accumulated pious activities from many lifetimes are no longer attached to karma. They are called Vaishnavas. Among them, those who are Grihasthas, they enjoy whatever artha they obtain. And they also practice dharma for the purpose of liberation, not for purpose of sense gratification, like he says. So, in this way, see, we have shown two pictures. The top picture is a devotee family, remembering Krishna. The whole family is practicing. Below family is just enjoying life, isn't it? Yeah. How can women attain spiritual perfection? Here he says, wife also should always endeavor for spiritual perfection with the help of subordinate women such as sister, daughter. And there is no illicit conduct in this, so there will be not any bad association with any women. Therefore, all Matajis should have a study group of Bhagavatam. Matajis can come together and make garland. And in this way, the women can associate with each other and advance in spiritual life. Whether one is a householder or renunciate, all practitioners should totally give up the association with women, like that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that. So about prejudice he is saying, our prejudices are what? Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. These are the prejudices. From here only arises in the misunderstandings. Ancient means from previous life prejudices. And current means in this life prejudices. False identification. Like I am very intelligent man. I am very happy. I am a Brahmana. Like I also used to wear this before, like this. Like Chanakya swearing. Isn't it? So we may have pride that I am a Brahman. Now after coming to Vaishnava, I understand I am servant of everybody. We understand afterwards. So in this way, by rendering service, one can gradually, here he says, despite all such attempts up to suicide, one cannot give up one's prejudices. The prejudice attachments for good and bad attained in this life due to association are called modern prejudices. Everyone in this world is under the control of these two kinds of prejudices. Two kinds means this ancient and current prejudices. Sadhu Sangha is the only remedy, he is saying. See, this fellow is greedy for money, that fellow is greedy for sense enjoyment. Below you are seeing Narada Boy associating with saintly people. That's the only way. See, Sripad Ramacharya says, associate affectionately with pure devotees and don't deal with karmis affectionately, he is saying. So, because karmis and jnanis disrespect Vaishnavas. So, don't associate with karmis and jnanis. With devotees affectionately associate. And then Ramacharya says here, just go and sit with devotees, he is saying. Just sit with devotees. Simply by being with devotees, you will make progress. Like that he is saying. And then how to give up arguing and doing prajalpa and debating habits. Actually, it's all possible when we are in Sangha of devotees. One should not try to establish our superiority when we go to association. And follow the Ekadashi Vrata. Ekadashi Vrata will drain the passion in our body. Follow the Ekadashi Vrata, he is saying. We have to follow all the instructions very carefully. So you can see these additional notes that I have given. There is one last thing which I couldn't cover, which is, dealing with pure devotees should be done out of love, he says. So after this, I have given last one, Sato Vritte. I will only tell in two minutes. Following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, that is Sato Vritte. Which means, we have to, whatever acharyas have taught, we have to follow. Rise early in the morning, Prabhupada says. All devotees in ISKCON, Prabhupada says, rise early before 4 a.m. Prabhupada says in one purport, he says. Therefore, we have to rise early, attend Mangala Arati, Bhagavatam and everything. So we have to follow this. So Satovritti, there is a elaborate notes available in this. I couldn't speak. This is based on Bhakti Aloka of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He talks about in the household ration, there are two meanings of the word occupation. Sadhu Vritti. Based on our propensity and lifestyle, like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. According to our Svabhava. He says. So in this particular section, further he is explaining, these are the qualities. I'm not going to speak on this, but what are qualities Grihasthas should follow? All the Grihasthas qualities are mentioned here. What all they should make an effort to follow. Some are for Brahmachari, some are for Grihasthas, some are for Vanaprasthas and Sannyasi Grihasthas. So what all they should do? To make money and to enjoy according to scriptures. To perform sacrifice by chanting Hare Krishna and observe the religious rituals. To protect and nourish the family members, wives, children and elders. To give charity and especially to feed holy people, poor people and the animals. Clearly all the duties of Grihasthas are given, and Vanaprastha what all they should do. Sannyas what they should do. This is Sadhu Vritti, according to what sadhus have told us to do. Ramandra discussion with Mahaprabhu. And should one marry? This is also explained by our Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. So, since I am remaining at home, it's my duty to act as a Grihastha. Nowadays, many boys don't want to join ashram also and they don't want to marry also. Mahaprabhu says, if you are at home, you have to marry, he says. Yeah. And saving money is also very important. You can read this PPT. Very nice. Chaitanya was telling Vasudev that you have to save money, not to give away all the money. So, and education is also very important. And then serving guests. How Grihastha should serve guests. I have given you shlokas from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavata also. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives very nice description. So this notes is available for all of you. It doesn't require much explanation. Simply going through it, you will understand. Yeah. Thank you. Completed. Srila Prabhupada ki. Or Bhakta Vrinda ki. So you see how wonderful it is. Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. We just have to follow. Learning this. These are the 6 items which can boost our bhakti. And go through it leisurely. It was a very big, more than 95 slides. I need more, 1.5 hours time actually. 1.5, 2 hours time we need to finish this. But you can go through it yourself. The last part is very easy to understand. They're all principles only. You have to just adapt them in your life. Okay? So thank you, Murali Gopinath Prabhu. 11 o'clock I have another program in Pune. I have to rush for that. So if anybody had questions, you can tell them to put it in your chat box. You copy it and mail it to me. And I will answer them in my, whenever I come next time, I will answer them. But they should put they should put the questions now only. Otherwise later they'll forget it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sure.
You tell them. You collect it all and send it to me.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Sri Prabhupada ki. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki.